Yo, what is up, my friends? It's your boy Steve from Straight Fire Picks. We're back with your best bets for the NBA here for you today on Thursday, October 30th, 2025. We got your NBA player props, spreads, totals, predictions. As always, we're going to have 4 picks in the video. Let's lock in and get a sweep here on NBA Thursday.
Well, my presence isn't real. It's another bad one like this is scale. It's straight fire. All my bets straight from. You're in the house that Cap made now. Straight fire.
As always, my friends, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button for me. Always appreciate that. We are on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Appreciate all of your guys' support as always. Let's lock in and have a great NBA Thursday. Super excited for today's slate. Keep in mind that we also have a NFL video live today as well for Thursday Night Football between the Ravens and Dolphins. Make sure you guys go check out that video. If you guys want to place some bets on that, we got some cool parlays for that game, and obviously excited for that one as well. Quick recap from the NBA from yesterday, guys. We ended up going 2-2, minus 0.27 units. So I call these survivor days, days where we just try to get past the day and move on to the next day. And that was what happened yesterday. We started the night 0-2. So I was very satisfied, honestly, to end up 2-2. Could have been much worse. So really didn't lose a lot there. We cashed the Utah Jazz plus 2.5 spread. I don't know how, because when I went to bed, they were down 18 after 3 quarters, made a fourth quarter rally, and got us the clutch cash there, so that was huge. And then Jay McDaniels over 23.5 PRAs. That one was pretty easy. He cashed that in the third quarter, so we'd love to see that. Our other 2 hits, Emmanuel Quickly over 25.5 PRAs. Once you know it, he finishes right at 25 again for the 3rd time this season. Absolutely sick, guys. I thought he was going to definitely cash, so that one definitely hurt. And Duncan Robinson under 2.5 threes. He gets there in the third quarter. He hits his third 3 to hit the over. So that was definitely unfortunate, guys. I honestly didn't feel too bad about the reads, but it's one of those things. Duncan Robinson's one even looking more after how the Magic have played defense. After that game, it became more clear that the defense as a whole is not very good. Despite them being decent versus the position as far as threes, their defense as a whole right now isn't very good. So I probably would not take that again versus the Magic. Don't trust their defense right now. So, but like I said, we survived the day. We missed day 1 of the ladder, unfortunately. We were pretty close on that. Donovan Mitchell thought he would get there with the 25 points, and he flopped last night, and the Celtics blew the Cavs out. Didn't have that one on my bingo card, to be honest with you. But as far as our comment cappers go, we had Crusader calling Kevin Durant over 4.5 rebounds. He gets there with 5. And then Justin McKelvey calling the Blazers Jazz over 233.5 points. That gets there as well. Love to see that. Great call. It's there from our comment cappers. Make sure you guys are dropping your favorite pick down below in the comment section as always. Put a star or an asterisk next to your pick and we'll include your pick in our next video if it hits. Last thing here, make sure you guys check out the pinned comment and description for any links you guys are looking for here around the channel. Membership, social media links, merchandise, all down below in the pinned comment description. Membership is just $3.99 for the entire month to get access to all of our picks in our plays early, a couple hours in advance of the video. And we will be starting up a member exclusive pick as well relatively soon. I'm thinking beginning of next week we'll start running those as well. So without further ado though, guys, let's get after it, get the sweep in the NBA. At number 1, we're going with Alex Sarr. Under 25.5 PRAs here for the Washington Wizards. We got minus 110 odds here on Fanatics. So really like this one. Obviously, we took Sarr on the over PRAs the other day versus the 76ers, and he doubled his line. He finished with 47 PRAs. His line that day was 23.5 PRAs. So obviously, they bumped his line up to 25.5, and now they're playing the Oklahoma City Thunder on the road. So what happens here? Well, I think this is a classic sell high spot here on a guy that up until that point, his minutes have been very much in question. I think, his minutes, you can see his minutes fall back down into the mid-20s, maybe higher 20s like they were at the start of the season. They more just stuck with him because he was on fire. He was absolutely nailing shots. He was shooting a very high percentage. I don't see that happening, in back-to-back games. He's a young player, so inconsistency is obviously a thing with young players. But he's also playing against the Thunder. The Thunder are one of the best defensive teams in the NBA. We know this. We've known this for a while. It's going to be a tough matchup for them versus Hartenstein. I just don't see him having a ton of success here. Especially, we got the spread here set to 15.5 in favor of the Thunder. So they're projecting the Thunder to blow the Wizards out. And obviously, if that happens, Sarr's going to lose a lot of minutes. He's going to basically lose all his fourth quarter minutes if that plays out that way. So I like the chances of that happening. I don't think the Wizards are a particularly good team, obviously. I think the Thunder will get the best of them here. And like I said, I think the matchup with Hartenstein, and honestly, whoever they bring in off the bench, they're all very sound defensively. Nothing's going to come easy for Sarr. So I think this is a great spot for him to hit the under, sell high here in a bad matchup for him. Thunder rank 8th in PRAs allowed to centers. So they're, like I said, they're pretty holistically good defense, which is what I like taking here. And like I said, we're getting a very equitable line. Because like I said, we took it over 23.5 the other day, and that was like minus 105, almost plus value on that. So now we're bumped up, and I think he goes under in this one, honestly. I think this is a great spot for him to go under. So love it there, guys, for number 1 pick. We're going Alex Sarr, under 25.5 PRAs here for the Washington Wizards. Minus 110 odds here on Fanatics. Okay, and at number 2, we got the Charlotte Hornets, plus 3.5 on the spread here versus the Orlando Magic, minus 115 odds on Fanatics. So, yeah, I thought about this last night. I'm like, I'm going to get my money back on the Magic because obviously Duncan Robinson hit the over and the Magic defense let me down. So now I'm going to fade them. And I think this is a perfect fade spot because when I saw the Hornets versus the Magic, I instantly thought, well, the books are probably going to favor the Magic by a couple points at least because, historically, the Magic have been a good defense. They've been a better team, so on and so forth. But this season so far, these teams right now are in opposite directions. The Hornets have looked much better than the Magic, and they're playing at home. So I'm like, and the Magic are on a back-to-back. So I was instantly thinking, give me that Hornets spread. But then you take a deep dive into it, I like it even more. The Hornets 3-1 against the spread with a plus 5.5 differential so far on the spread this season, which is fantastic. You love to see that. The Magic 0-5 against the spread with a negative 14.2 differential this season. They have not been very good. And I think in this spot versus a Hornets team that looks good, you got, Colin Sexton's fitting in nice here with the Hornets. LaMelo Ball's playing great. And they look really good. Particularly offensively, they rank 4th in offensive rating so far to open the season. Magic 27th in offensive rating. I'm not too surprised necessarily by that. The Magic historically have been a good defensive team. They're not even playing defense this year. They're 23rd in defensive rating this season. Even the Hornets are slightly better than that at 21st. So, thus far to open the season, you got to give a big edge here to the Hornets. And they're playing at home here. And the Magic are on a back-to-back. What are we doing? I think this is a perfect spot here for the Hornets. They have a lot more momentum, obviously, here to start the season. And they're going to give me some plus points. I'll gladly take them. This is one I almost sent the money line on, but I feel pretty good about the plus points. Like I said, we have a few points to work with here as well. And I think the Hornets here get this done. I absolutely love them tonight. So, love it there for number 2 pick, guys. We got the Charlotte Hornets plus 3.5 here on the spread versus the Orlando Magic. We're going minus 115 odds here on Fanatics. Okay, and at number 3, we are going Jimmy Butler. Over 29.5 PRAs here for the Golden State Warriors. We got plus 100 odds here on Fanatics. Risking a unit here on this one. So Butler, guys, 4 or 5 so far to this line on the season. Some of them have been tight as far as he's cashed, very close to the number. But I love his matchup versus the Bucks. I instantly was thinking about the small forward matchup here versus Milwaukee just because, I watched the Bucks-Knicks game the other night. And I was watching Michael Bridges do work on them really in every area. And I was sitting there thinking, man, PRAs for small forwards versus the Bucks might be a thing. So when you look into this, it very much is. The Bucks rank 28th in PRAs allowed to small forwards. And particularly, it's very advantageous for a mid-range type guy like Butler. They rank 27th versus the mid-range, which Butler obviously can dominate the mid-range at times when he wants to. He loves to get to the basket. Butler could do it all from the three-point line down. So to me, you just wouldn't want I wouldn't focus on a small forward that's like a specific 3-point shooter. I wouldn't focus on a small forward there. I want to focus on a guy who's inside the 3-point line and down. Because I think he's going to do a lot of work in there, particularly this evening. I think it'll be a great spot here for him. He's cashed in 3 of his last 4 games versus the Bucks this line, both with the Warriors. Last time he played the Bucks, he put up 42 PRAs, so he's well above the number here. I don't know if he goes for that many, but I would say mid-30s here for Butler for sure. I definitely like that spot for him. Small forwards versus the Bucks this season. Mikal Bridges, 41. DeAndre Hunter, 22, which is over his line. Brandon Ingram, 38, which is 10 above his line. And Chris Middleton, 32, which is also way above his line as well. They all cashed their PRA lines. And there were a couple other backups in there that cashed as well, but those are the notables that I found. So small forwards have done very well, and Brandon Ingram is another one of those guys as well that works that mid-range. And I think Butler here could do that in this one. And it gets down to Butler gets down to the low mid-range, I would say, right? Butler likes to get you from 6 to 8 to 10 feet and get you there on that pull up there on the side and kind of work his way that way. Which, like I said, he should be able to have some success here versus his defense. And I think his matchups obviously will be very good. And I just love this spot here for Jimmy Butler. So, love it there for number 3 pick, guys. Got Jimmy Butler over 29.5 PRAs here for the Golden State Warriors. Plus 100 odds here on Fanatics. Okay, to number 4, we're going Stephon Castle. Over 5.5 assists here for the San Antonio Spurs. We got minus 102 odds on FanDuel. So last year, one of the big things that I like to do during the regular season is when it's equitable, is take a point guard over an assist versus the Miami Heat. That is still a trend that's playing out even this season. The Heat ranked 27th in assists allowed to point guards, which I love to see that. We've already seen LaMelo Ball cashes over versus them. Jalen Brunson cashes over versus them in assists. I think Castle's in a great spot. I think you'll start seeing him turn into more of a distributor. Obviously, I mean, he's still going to score, but he'll be more of a better passer as his career continues. Obviously a young guy, but now there's no Chris Paul in the backcourt. And right now, no De'Aaron Fox. So that means he has to be the primary distributor. Obviously, Wemby does some of that too. But Castle here can set Wemby up. And also can set up his teammates. He's averaging 9.5 potential assists per game so far this season, which is solid. The Heat ranked, like I said, 27th in assists allowed to point guard. So that conversion rate, I think, will be pretty high. If he gets 10, 11 potential assists tonight, I feel pretty good about him cashing his over here. His last matchup they played, the Heat did cash for what it's worth with 6. That's not really the most important thing to me because he still had Paul and Fox obviously. So I think Castle, like I said, as the season goes, you'll see that assist line climb a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised by the end of the season if his assist line's at 7.5. His over under. So. It's still early, obviously, so far here this season. He's 2 of 4 so far this season, which doesn't seem great. But his usage has gone way up in this offense. So naturally, he's going to be passing the ball more. His usage is 30.9 this season, so he's operating a lot with the basketball in his hands. And obviously, if you got guys like Wemby, very high conversion if you pass it to him and set him up. You're obviously feeling pretty good there. So like I said, I think it's just a great spot. The Heat are battling some injuries too. And I think this is just a great spot for Castle here to hit his over. So love it there, guys. For number 4 pick, we're going Stephon Castle. Over 5.5 assists here for the San Antonio Spurs. We're going minus 102 odds here on FanDuel. And then, of course, guys, our for the Sweep Parlay, valued at plus 1202 odds here on Fanatics. Risking a tenth of a unit here. So really excited about this one, obviously. We can make over 1.2 units on this, and hopefully we lock in to get this today. I was disappointed we weren't able to get it yesterday. Just the night didn't start good. But obviously, sometimes, like I talk about with some things that you do, guys, sometimes it's about survival. You're not going to cash plus 1,000 parlays every day. If you could do that, the books wouldn't be in business. So the key is, though, is hopefully you can, at least float, for a little bit and then hit. Float, bob and weave, float, bob and weave those bad days. I think we did that yesterday. We were able to bob a bad day. because we went 2-2. Like I said, it could be a lot worse. So that is it for our picks, though. Anyway, but I just want to tell you guys that's kind of how I approach it. I kind of look at it like, hey, if we could hold serve a lot of days, right? If we could just hold serve, and then we set ourselves up for a great day to hit. You know what I mean? Where we're floating, and then boom. That's kind of how I look at it. What we want to do. So I don't ever have a problem with a 2-2 day. Obviously, a 3-1 day is cool too. We make a little bit of money on those days. But we're trying to set up the big days. We're trying to wait, boom. And sometimes, obviously it's frustrating. I don't even like going 2-2. I'd love to go 4-0 every day, but it's just obviously it's very difficult to do. So I do appreciate you guys though. Thanks for hearing my rants. I have a lot of fun doing these videos. You guys killed it on the video yesterday. We had 65 likes, which was a season high for us, and likes on our NBA videos. So keep doing that for me. I do appreciate that a lot. I really do. I was paying attention to that. And we also got a donation from Mike Crone yesterday. I appreciate that a lot too, Mike. Mike is very generous. Appreciate that a lot. Obviously, you don't got to do that, but I do appreciate it. As always, I appreciate you guys. Check out all of our other content here at the channel. Outside of that, that will do it for me. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll catch you next time. Peace out.